Have you ever felt stuck no matter how hard you try to succeed? Do you find yourself caught in a cycle of working harder but not seeing the results you want? One of the reasons you may feel stuck is that you hold mistaken beliefs. Now, many of us hold on to mistaken beliefs that act like superglue. They bind us to patterns that don't serve us anymore. And these beliefs might feel like the truth, but they actually cloud our vision, drain our energy, and keep us from reaching our true potential. By recognizing and gently peeling away those mistaken beliefs, you can unlock new paths to personal and professional growth. So in this week's podcast, I explore the nature of mistaken beliefs, how they form, and the impact they have on our lives. And of course, I also provide practical steps to identify and replace them. Hey everyone, I'm Laverne McKinnon, and welcome to the Moonshot Mentor podcast. I'm a certified career coach and a grief recovery specialist. I love to help ambitious, driven people feel confident, empowered, and excited after experiencing a career setback. Whether it's from feeling stuck in a tough period or frustration from slow progress, I offer up tools and resources to revamp your path to career success. So let's get into it. Mistaken beliefs and superglue are like two peas in a pod: fast, versatile, strong, easy to use, and inexpensive. They also work pretty well until you get some stuck on your fingers and you lose the ability to use your phalanges. Take this mistaken belief, please. It's one of mine, and I'm good with it. I'm ready to move on. If I work hard enough, I will be successful. Now, this belief developed as a result of comparing myself to others, and I frequently came up short because of doubts about my talent, the depth of my experience, and whether I knew the right people. So to counter these really uncomfortable thoughts, I chose to take one thing that I do, work hard, and make that into a way of being and a belief. Now, that belief leads to another mistaken belief. If I'm successful, then I'm worthy of promotion, financial validation, and respect. And then that leads to another one. If I'm worthy of promotion, financial validation, and respect, then I am lovable. Now, I know the truth. Everyone, including myself, is worthy of love without having to jump through hoops. However, belief outweighs the truth. Always. So let's slow down for a moment and just examine, what is a mistaken belief? According to Psychology Today, it's when someone has objective evidence that doesn't support the belief, but the belief still governs their lives and motivates their actions. Now, this is a concept that's been studied numerous times, and there's no clear result of why we believe what we believe, even when there is counterfactual evidence. For those who are looking to move ahead in their career, a close examination of whether your beliefs are helpful, hurtful, or mistaken can help clear the path to achieving your goals. Now, what I've come to realize is that the purpose of a mistaken belief is to be the superglue that holds our dreams and our actions together. So if I dream X, then it will happen if I do Y. Let me give you a few examples to bring this alive. So let's go back to, if I work hard enough, I will be successful. One of my dreams was to work in primetime drama development in the entertainment industry. This dream evolved when I was working in Primetime Current, which is the role at a network or a studio that creatively supervises TV series that are currently on the air. Now, my challenge was that I was new to working in primetime, having come out of children's programming and animation for almost 6 years. So I doubted my credibility. I was concerned that I didn't know who the players were, and I didn't really understand the rules of engagement. The underlying belief with these doubts is that I need to know and not have a learning curve. So I chose to work harder to try to hide my shortcomings. I was the first to read the scripts, the first to have my thoughts organized, the first in the office, and the last to leave. And I said yes to meeting with any writer or director who was interested. Now, while there was evidence that people were getting promoted who didn't do what I did, I refused to look at that evidence and what made them successful outside of working hard. I was convinced I wasn't as talented as them, so I needed to focus on what was within my grasp, working harder. So this dream of being successful, getting promoted, was glued to the mistaken belief that it would happen if I worked harder. A few more mistaken beliefs related to being successful from my time climbing and clawing my way up the corporate ladder. Morning people are successful. If I wake up early enough, then I will be more prepared and energized, And yet there was no evidence to fully support that. I mean, there were dozens of executives at the company that I worked at that were higher up than me who didn't get into the office until 10 a.m. Another one, I need years of experience to be successful. If I can just stay in the game long enough, success will come my way. And yet, there were a few executives who held more senior positions and were much younger than I was. So there was evidence to the contrary. Okay, one more. Knowing the right people will help me be successful. If I can just network more and better, then I will have the necessary advocates and maybe even find a mentor to be successful. Now, again, counterfactual evidence. I had a good friend who didn't come from an agency background, so didn't have this incredibly broad network, and she had no high visibility friends, and yet she was still named to the head of a department at a major studio. Unfortunately, we can't escape the downside of holding mistaken beliefs. Here's the thing about them. Mistaken beliefs, like superglue, rapidly bond to skin, can burn the eyes, repeated inhalation can cause dizziness, and when they're set, they're brittle. Okay, I want to break this metaphor down because I really, really like it. Mistaken beliefs will stick to you like superglue. Once they touch the vulnerable parts of your heart or your intellect, they will not let go and they will feel like the truth, which makes them difficult to unstick. Mistaken beliefs cloud your vision and stop you from seeing all the data. They burn that part of you that is the truth seeker in order to keep you small. Now, only the truth can move you forward. Repeated use of mistaken beliefs will cause dizziness and drowsiness because they suck the oxygen out of your ability to thoroughly analyze a situation and choose the best option to move forward. So you're not operating at full capacity. And mistaken beliefs are brittle. They hold on until you have to break them off in order to be set free. It can be challenging to identify your mistaken beliefs because, as I said, they can feel like the truth. One of the best ways to learn and see your mistaken beliefs is through hearing other people's mistaken beliefs. Sometimes we don't even know that we have that mistaken belief until we see how it operates in someone else. I saw this in a group of, this phenomenon in a group of producers that I lead, and we were talking about mistaken beliefs. So I want to share with you a smattering of some of those mistaken beliefs from the group. I have their permission to share them with you publicly. And you might recognize some of them, or maybe even all. Okay, it's a laundry list. Everyone has to be happy. I must be fast to go far. It's a young person's game. Other people's opinions hold more value. Work has to come first. You must be in Los Angeles in order to be successful in the entertainment industry. You have to choose a lane. The younger you are, the more opportunities. I don't have the right face shape to be successful. I need to have all the skills. If I say no, I won't be asked again. I have to put myself out there more. I got in too late. Money sources are only good for money and should be kept at a distance. You're retired when you have kids. Projects need to be packaged in order to sell. It's important to time the marketplace. I need to have a big budget to have production value. Latino film has to have a certain look, feel, and aesthetic. These beliefs hurt my heart. I can think of at least one instance in which each of these statements are factually inaccurate, and yet they are treated as universal truths and become the guardrails in which we conduct ourselves professionally. Do you see how limiting these beliefs are? And the consequences of living these beliefs include not meeting your potential, living other people's values, which is wildly disconcerting and discombobulating, missing opportunities, and not meeting your definition of success. If you're wondering why you're stuck, there's a chance you're operating under mistaken beliefs. Identifying and unpacking mistaken beliefs requires great courage. It also involves self-compassion, empathy, and grace. It demands curiosity, patience, and a microscope. Course correcting from mistaken beliefs is not a light switch that you can just turn on or off. The beliefs become ingrained in our way of thinking and being. So vigilance and tenacity are the handrails as you cross that bridge from mistaken belief to truth. So how to go about confronting mistaken beliefs if you're so inclined? There are 4 steps. 1, examine your beliefs by writing them down. Consider the beliefs that were taught to you by your caregivers. Talk to a trusted friend about what they see. Work with a therapist or a coach. 2nd, look for the evidence, facts, and the truth to support your belief. If there are none, look for a value to honor instead of the mistaken belief. For example, when I have the compulsion to work harder to get ahead, I choose to value compassion. The compassion allows me to check in with myself about arbitrary deadlines I may have set in order to feel successful. 3, if there's data to support your belief, then assess whether the belief you hold is helpful or hurtful. This is a tricky step because you may think a belief is helpful when the data shows you that it's not. With the work harder belief, I had excellent results for years until I reached a point of diminishing returns. I was exhausted by developing multiple projects as a producer, but I wasn't selling at the same rate as I was in previous years. 4, if you determine that a belief is hurtful, then choose a value to honor instead. With the realization that my sales quota had fallen, I course corrected to value curation over volume. For many of my clients, their mistaken beliefs take a tremendous toll on their relationships, family, and overall well-being. I had one client whose belief that he needed to write every single day in order to launch his career in the entertainment industry caused him so much stress that he withdrew from his wife and his kids. They were contemplating separation when we started to work together. After several sessions, we discovered that my client works best when writing in sprints. He thought he was doing writing wrong because he struggled with a daily writing schedule. When he learned that successful writers have a wide variety of processes, he recognized that he was holding a mistaken belief. My client was able to negotiate time to write in 2 to 3 day clusters, and it relieved his stress and addressed his family's need for his presence. So bottom line, in the end, mistaken beliefs seem useful and reliable until you realize they don't actually serve you. They might feel like the truth, but they cloud your vision, sap your energy, and hold you back. The key is recognizing them and gently peeling them away. Examining your beliefs, especially the mistaken ones, takes a tremendous amount of courage and self-compassion. It's about being curious and patient with yourself. Write down your beliefs, discuss them with trusted friends or professionals, and look at evidence that supports or refutes them. Replace harmful beliefs with values that truly serve you. When we let go of mistaken beliefs, we create space for healthier, more empowering truths. This shift isn't instantaneous. It's a journey of continuous learning and self-awareness. But in doing so, we open up ourselves to more authentic success and fulfillment, both personally and professionally. So take a deep breath, grab your metaphorical acetone, and start ungluing those mistaken beliefs. Your future self will thank you. So that's it for today. Head over to Moonshot Mentor on Substack.com for journal questions to help you explore and understand the themes of mistaken beliefs and their impact on your life. I'd love to hear more about the beliefs you've held, so drop me a comment. Let's talk about it. You can also visit me at moonshotmentor.com, where you can find links to all of my social and how to work with me. A very, very big thank you to Lynn Chen for the video and audio editing. You can find her on social at Ms. Lynn Chen. And if you enjoy what you hear, I would appreciate if you could subscribe to my blogcast. It would help me achieve my moonshot of 5,000 subscribers. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next week.